Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College for today's women's varsity contest between the Bulldogs of Adrian College and your Hope College Flying Dutch. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Bulldogs at 1 forward, a 5'9" senior from Toledo, Ohio, number 15, Rachel Bucher. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'11" junior from Sycamore, Illinois, number 14, Kate Majerus. At 1 forward for the Bulldogs, a 5'11" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 34, Shatrice Graves. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'10" senior from Zeeland, number 20, Kennedy Schoonveld. Starting at center for the Bulldogs, a 6' senior from Brooklyn, number 31, Chelsea Palmer. And at center for the Flying Dutch, a 6'3" senior from Holland, number 5, Olivia Voskel. At 1 guard for the Bulldogs, a 5'6" freshman from Allegan, number 5, Kaya Warner. And at 1 guard for the Flying Dutch, a 5'9" senior from Grand Rapids, number 22, Sydney Muller. And at the final guard spot for the Bulldogs, a 5'6" junior from Wauseon, Ohio, number 30, Riley Campbell. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutch, a 5'7" senior from Flushing, number 23, Lauren Newman. Head coach for Adrian College is Kathy Morris. Head coach for Hope College is Brian Morehouse. Your officials this evening, Ms. Amanda Bender, Mr. Andy McKellar, and Mr. Todd Hoke.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eric Van Swal here on the campus of Hope College at DeVos Fieldhouse alongside Noah Russo for tonight's matchup between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the Adrian Bulldogs. Noah, what do you got for us tonight as the keys of the game?
Two main keys coming in when we look at Hope tonight. They're going to have to limit the turnovers. They're coming off a game last night against Trine where they averaged a season high 20 turnovers. If you can get that down, get out fast in transition early, you can make this a quick game. If you're Adrian, get the ball to Chelsea Palmer. She's your leading scorer, almost 15 points a game. Get her involved early and often.
And here we are with the tip. Adrian takes it away. Ronnie Poy now got it out top. Adrian on the right wing. That's Warner with it. Looking for somebody to go to. She flips it over to Bucher. Looking inside on the block, defended by Voskel there. Turned around jumper from Palmer. Off the mark, Voskel comes down with it.
It's a good look there for Palmer. Good early shot. Got to keep getting back to that.
Schoonveld thought about a 3 there. Instead, passes it off for a 3 from Kate Majerus, starting off the scoring tonight. 3-0 Hope early on.
Great job making that extra pass, moving it around the top of the key. Wide open 3, Majerus.
Adrian back with it, trying to answer after this, the first 3 of the game. Riley Campbell looking inside, looking for somewhere to go. It was briefly stolen away by Sydney Muller, and instead there's a foul call. Muller is going to get tagged with that one, her first of the night.
And that's not going to be the first time we see on-ball pressure tonight. Hope is so dominant at coming up, guarding them man-to-man, and putting offenses in a tough position.
Hope is known for their stifling defense, and it looks like Adrian's starting to struggle on this possession as well. Shot clock is under 10. Tipped out of bounds. Nice defense there from Lauren Newman. Going to be triggered in under the basket here. That's Campbell with it. Gets it into Palmer. Flips it up with the right hand. Doesn't get the roll.
Unlucky shot there. Good contest by Olivia Voskel.
Newman kicks out to Schoonveld. 3 dribbles with the right hand. Kicks it back to Muller with a fake and a drive. Over to Voskel. Thought about laying it in. Gets it blocked instead. Great defense by Shatrice Graves.
Great defense by Graves. She gives up a huge height disadvantage and able to use that athleticism to get out there and make a big block.
We talk a lot about Hope's advantage inside with the height, but Graves there that time able to defend. Unfortunately, she tried to make a strong spin move there and turns it over with a jump ball.
Right, and back to your point about that height differential, I expect Hope to go inside a lot early. But Graves is the leading rebounder on this team. She also averages a little over a block a game, and that's going to help them down low tonight.
Well, she's over halfway to that average so far with 1 block already. Hope looking inside for Voskuhl again, working on Graves. Has to reset it to Schoonveld out at the top of the key. She drives in, spin move, right hand, kicks off the back of the iron, and brought down by Graves, the leading rebounder you just mentioned. That's Booker with it now. She's out top, looking for somewhere to go. Caught in a trap, stolen away by, I almost said Muller there, but that was Newman. And now we're going to have a referee's timeout. I'm not sure what is going on. They're discussing whether there was a change of possession to see if the shot clock should have reset. It does appear to be that they have determined that is the case, and Adrian's going to get a fresh 25 here with 7.5 to go in the first. Stolen away by Voskuhl. She's got a free lane to the basket with no one around her, and it's going to be tough for her to miss that one.
That's why she was Defensive Player of the Year last year, Olivia Voskuhl, and it's incredible to see these 4 starting seniors come out and just play great stifling defense. Not a lot of shots have fallen early, a couple tough layups, but they're stifling on one-arms.
She's an incredible player on both sides of the floor and showed it there with the defense and the offense blocked away. Not to be outdone is Kennedy Schoonveld up ahead to Muller, lays it in for an easy 2.
This team just lives on fast break points. They're so good at getting in those passing lanes. They all have long arms, quick feet, and we're going to see this tight pressure early.
Yeah, you can't hate on her for scoring all those fast break points when they come like that, that's for sure. Getting out ahead of the pack, and here's Hope stifling defense, forcing another turnover there.
And let's see what they do in a half-court situation here. We haven't seen a lot of success early as quick timeout for a shoe tie. But Hope likes to run 2 bigs, run them up to the top, try to set up a corner 3, or run a pick-and-roll action.
Yeah, they're a tough team to match up with offensively and defensively speaking. Inside now for Schoonveld, swung around the top nicely. Finds a wide open look at the top of the 3. Rattles around and gets the roll. Is Lauren Newman.
They took the cover off the basket now. 10-0.
10-0 early lead for Hope here. 6 minutes to go in the first. Graves with it in the corner, was looking inside for Palmer, but she couldn't handle the hot pass there. Muller on the fast break. Majerus decides to kick it back out. Voskuhl from the top of the key. Couldn't get that one to go. That one's brought down by Palmer.
And Adrian needs a great possession here. It's been a little sloppy so far, a few bad passes.
It's tough when they have such a stifling defense against them, though. Graves had a spot inside and unfortunately gets called for the walk. Hope in with the first line change of the evening. All new 5 players on the court wearing orange and white.
It's incredible to see that. You just don't see it that much at this level, and it's almost, you talked about announcing hockey, it's like a line shift all in general.
It's something that's difficult to defend, I imagine, as well, with the fresh legs that keep coming in over and over again. Great ball movement by Hope. All 5 players have touched it so far. Spin move, left hand right there from Courtney Barnes. She gets on the scoreboard.
And she's just one of 4 Hope bigs that do such a good job at attacking on the defensive end, offensive rebounding, and can make a shot down low.
Like we talked about, how do you stop it with that kind of fresh legs and energy just continuing to come at you time after time down the floor? Graves swings it around now, deep 3 ball, gets it to go. Riley Campbell knocking down the tray.
Great looking shot there by Campbell, pulled up from deep and able to get their team on the board.
Adrian's gonna need a few more of those to drop. Elbow kick out from Bagley there. Inside, nice bounce pass, and it's on the deck. Unable to say who retains possession, but I believe a foul was called. We got a foul on number 4, Katie Shannon. That is her first of the evening.
Her first, team's first. Entering the lineup for the Bulldogs, number 25, Addison Bergman.
Casey DeSmit triggering in from out of bounds underneath. Got it in, and Barnes went up with it, but got it partially blocked. Hope got an offensive rebound, though. Gets it back. Driving in, losing the handle on it right there is Ella McKinney, and she ends up with a jump ball.
It's a great defensive play there. I think that was Riley Campbell coming down and getting a hand in there. Adrian's been decent on defense so far in the half-court situation. It's just been off of turnovers that they've struggled. Hope's going to come out in a press now.
Yeah, giving up those fast break points is a difficult thing there. And now Hope with some pressure on the defensive end, playing all 84 feet. Addison Bergman with the ball in the left wing, swung it over to Bucher. She lost the handle on it. Diving on the floor is Barnes. Gotta love the effort there with another jump ball coming out of it.
It's incredible to see. They're just moving well. They're communicating well. And they keep shuffling in people, and they dominate.
Bagley inbounded to DeSmit for Hope, crossing 4 minutes in the first quarter to go. Barnes on the left wing, 2 dribbles inside, flip back out to DeSmit, pump fake, off the front of the rim, excuse me, that was McKinney. Adrian back now, down 12-3 early on, coming across the timeline. That's Bucher with it, picks up her dribble out by the logo, gets it off to Campbell. Defended nicely there by DeSmit inside. That was for Palmer, too hot to handle again. DeSmit on the fast break, almost lost the handle on it. Flips it in with the left hand for 2.
And just gets out and runs. A good job finishing with the left hand. For Adrian, really has fouled there.
Yeah, McKinney putting too much pressure on in the backcourt. Gets a blocking foul.
And back to the other point, the way it's to hang with Hope, it's to make precision passes and to not hold on to the ball too long when you are dribbling at the top of the key. And it's been a little bit of a struggle so far for Adrian. They've had some passing lanes, just a little bit of miscues.
Well, the defensive pressure is so high with the trapping and the full court press that they've been doing that it's hard to find that opening, even though the ball movement is key. They've done pretty good ball movement on this possession so far. Skip pass there to Graves over the top, coming in from Bergman and out of bounds.
It's a little bit of an unforced error there. Man was wide open, just a little too high.
Those cross-court skip passes can be tough. DeSmit running the offense now. Gives it over to Bagley. Stop and go, left hand, gets it to go.
I mean, that's too easy. Bagley just kept it in her left hand the entire time. A good hesitation move and finishes strong.
Yeah, beautiful hesitation move, as you said. Hope again with the pressure coming back. Bergman gets it over to Morris, knifing through 2 defenders. Flips it back off to Warner. Excuse me, that's Shannon. Back out now, off the foot of Servants. DeSmit's the other way. Driving hard on the inside there is Mormon. Excuse me, that's Bagley again. And DeSmit tickles the twine for 3.
Coming out hot, Casey DeSmit, not just a great defensive player, able to knock down perimeter shots.
It gets pretty scary when they start knocking down 3s at that rate. With a hand in her face and everything. Back the other way now, Morris with it. Looking inside, was unable to find it. Hope on the fast break again. DeSmit's almost out of her reach, was able to corral it. Looking for the backdoor cut, wasn't there. Pump fake, drive, Bagley. Nice bounce pass inside to Barnes and jump ball there. That's great defense from Cervantes.
We've seen a lot of jump balls early. I think that's the 3rd or 4th we've seen so far. Not very common. And that's an example of just being a little too selfless with the ball. She probably could have just gone up with that.
Is that one of the stats we keep track of, jump balls? Because I think that's our leading stat so far this evening. Shannon running point now, driving in, kick out to Graves, skip pass, cross court to Morris, out of bounds off of Vasco.
And I like the movement around the perimeter. I think that's going to help Adrian out if they can knock down more perimeter shots. But at some point, they're going to have to try to get inside and force Hope to collapse a little bit.
I think they're trying for the inside-out game so far. We'll see how it pays off. Morris to inbound again. Hope defended it out of bounds one more time. Skip pass over to Shannon. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bergman in the corner, guarded by Voskel. 7 to go. Back to Shannon. Back to Bergman. Three's on the way. Off the front of the rim. Muller was unable to handle it. Oh, and Bergman steals it from... Bergman steals it and lays it in. I was going to say that was dismissed, but Courtney Crawford into the game, losing the handle on that one. She's got it back now and is looking for revenge.
Great defensive and offensive play there by Addison Bergman, a junior, and she provides a good...
Ashley Thomas knocking down the 3-ball right there. Wanted to get on the scoreboard as well. Shannon now throws it right to Voskel, who's wearing the other team's uniform. Lauren Newman back the other way. And as always, Sydney Muller out front on the fast break. Didn't end up getting it to her, but Hope going to maintain possession.
That's 12 turnovers now for Adrian in this first quarter. Let's see if Hope makes them tie.
Nice drop step from Voskel. Couldn't get it to go. Schoonveld with the rebound. Shot clock and game clock in the first quarter down to 5. Muller, wild pass out, launches it from 3 was Newman. Couldn't quite find the mark there. And we're going to end the first quarter. The Hope Flying Dutch 22, the Adrian Bulldogs 5. We'll take a break here from a word from our sponsors.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You just witnessed the first quarter between Hope College and Adrian College. Hope out to an early 22-5 lead. And Noah, what stats do you have for us after that first quarter?
Well, when we look at Adrian, they're obviously down by a considerable margin. They're 2 of 6 from the field right now and knocked down one of their 2 3-point attempts. One thing they really need to focus on is getting those turnovers down. It was a huge struggle in the first quarter, and they have 10 less shot attempts than Hope, which is just impossible to overcome.
Turnovers are a leading indicator, and it's tough to win with those. And Hope right out of the break there, Kennedy Schoonveld, beautifully drawn up play, lays it in, pushing the lead now to 19. Adrian back on offense. Voskel with another steal, just like a turnover you just mentioned. Muller back the other way, driving in hard, draws the foul.
And this team just has too many athletes. If they get on in transition this much, they're just going to make you pay early and often.
And those fresh legs that we talked about earlier, it's just hard to keep up with. They did call that foul on the floor. Muller apparently wasn't in the act of shooting, so Newman gonna inbound. Out to Schoonveld, gets a pick from Voskel, going in with the left, throws it up with the right, tried to tip it back out, but no one was there.
Good defensive possession there by Adrian. Let's see how they come out on the offensive end. They tried to run a little pick and roll action in the first quarter and see if they continue to do this perimeter passing routine.
One bright spot for Adrian in the first quarter was Riley Campbell, who pulls a 3 right there. Was unable to get that one to go, but she had 3 points, couple rebounds, couple steals in the first quarter. Gets a foul called on her right there as Lauren Newman takes it all the way to the basket and one for the old-fashioned way.
Incredible finishing through contact, and this Hope team coaches it up so well.
Newman to the line, looking to convert. That is the first foul on Kia Warner. Gets the free throw to go there. I do have to apologize. At one point in the first quarter, I got mixed up with my numbers and accidentally called Lauren Newman Courtney Crawford from Adrian. So I do have to apologize for that. Every once in a while we make mistakes, and just got to admit that. Nice pass inside there from Campbell to Palmer. Beautiful lob over the top for 2.
Great finish there by Palmer, and that's the idea of making a good pass and not dribbling too much to the top of the key. Don't let Hope get that pressure out on you, make them run around.
That's a very difficult entry pass, and Campbell made that look easy. Turnaround jumper for 2 right there from Schoonveld, and there's just nothing you can do about that.
It's a great head fake. Good job getting the defender on her right hip, and a good turnaround.
It's difficult to defend. A little MJ-esque there, I'd say, maybe. Warner with it now. 3's on the way, banks it in. Rachel Booker.
I love the confidence there, pulls up, and that's a way to get back in the game. Trade 2s for 3s.
Absolutely, Adrian could use a couple more of those. Booker with her first 3 points of the night. Thomas weaves it to Muller. Back to Newman. Left hand, back to Muller. Looking inside for Voskuhl, gets it to Voskuhl at the elbow. A nice little give and go to Muller for 2 more.
That just shows the chemistry of this Hope team. They knew what they were going to do before even running that play. A great dish off.
There's just too many weapons on the offensive end. All of them can score. They can all pass. They work well together. Very nice drawn-up plays by Coach Morehouse, and hounding defense on the other end. In the corner now, Campbell dishes it off. Sweet pass there, couldn't get it to go. That is Courtney Crawford.
It's a great dump off there, just unable to convert.
3's on the way and down from Kennedy Schoonveld.
And Hope struggled a little bit from 3 in the last couple games, so it's very confident and good to see them get out and knock down some perimeter shots earlier.
Schoonveld's feeling herself this quarter. Already got 5 quick points. We're only 3 minutes into it. 34-10 lead in favor of the Dutch. Campbell tried to get a pick from Warner. Hedged nicely by Muller. Tried to go for a kick out. Turned over to Newman. Thought about getting it ahead to Thomas. Now gives it up and blocked away. Great hustle back on defense by Palmer there.
And that just shows the hustle. That's a senior right there, getting back on a defensive transition. Your leading scorer, you're leading one of your better defenders, and a good block there. Hope wasn't expecting it.
Got to see a replay of that right there. Great defense. And Hope with the line change again, doing their best to throw me off with all the different numbers coming into the game here. Meg Morehouse with it now. Inside for, I believe that is Hannah Smith, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
A good job drawing contact there, able not being complacent and going up on the left side, able to fight into her man and go up strong.
That's a freshman to sophomore connection right there. I think that's something that teams of the MIAA aren't going to be looking forward to in the future.
That's scary.
Smith knocks down the first one there. Touches nothing but net on both of them. Extends the Hope lead to 36-10. We are 6.5 to go before halftime here. Campbell across half court, guarded by DeSmits. Tries to swing it across for Shannon. It was tipped by a Hope defender, but off the hands of Shannon. And Hope's going to get the ball.
Another great defensive play there, and we're seeing the ball just too much in the hands of one player. Campbell has done a great job so far in this game creating offense for herself, but it's going to get just tiring after a while if you're holding the ball all possession.
I'm tired just looking at it, and I'm thankfully not even in the game. And that great defensive play was brought to you by Natalie Cott, who's into the game. And speaking of Natalie Cott, there's a rebound from her right there. DeSmit wasn't able to get the 3. Bagley with the right-hand floater off the window.
That's a tough shot there by Claire Bagley. Double clutched it a little bit, coming across the right side, able to finish.
Like you said, very difficult finish there. Gets it to go anyways. Campbell showing off the handles. Tried to get it over to Booker, but out of bounds. Back to Hope.
And that's such a tough pass to make on that right wing. Great defense there by Morehouse. You just don't know what to do when the ball's coming over your shoulder like that.
That's what Hope's defense does to you. I mean, they force you to make passes like that, and you're not even looking at trying to get it inside. You're 30 feet away from the basket, unfortunately. Bagley tried again with the right hand. Couldn't get that one to bank in. Lost the handle on it on the way up, and Bergman comes down.
And we're going to see a new ball handler now for Adrian. We're talking about how you're going to get tired out of having one person all the time. Campbell goes down to the wing.
Bergman dribbled it off of Hope defender's foot there, and they're going to retain possession, the Bulldogs. That's good defense by Hannah Smith, playing up tight. And there's just no space in between any of them. Graves out top, looking for the back cut from Bergman. Had a look there, couldn't connect.
I love the idea there. If you looked at Hope, everyone was scattered around the perimeter. There was a huge gap there in the middle that Adrian should be able to take advantage of.
Hard to tell if that play was drawn up or not, but in any case, it was beautifully run.
Right.
Morehouse is at the elbow, swung all the way around the top of the key. Inside with Bagley, right hand again. She likes that spot in the lane.
We've seen a couple great drives by Bagley so far, able to create her own offense.
She's got a quick 6. Campbell with it, crossing over to Smits. Back to Bergman at the logo, back inside for Campbell. She's posting up to Smits now. Gotta love it, 5'6", Kylie Campbell posting up, but Graves there to clean up the mess. Gets the rebound and the bucket.
Great physical play there by Graves. She just is able to impose herself in this game.
Gotta love it when two 5'6" players are going against each other inside on the blocks.
Power.
Morehouse with the right hand over to Smith. Tried to go for the window, couldn't get it to go. Graves corrals it, and she's gonna take it herself.
That's a tough hook shot there. Good defense by Adrian.
Bergman tried the back cut again. This time it wasn't there. Bergman calling for it down on the block. Nice behind the back there by Bucher. Now gets it over to Bergman. Jumper off the front of the iron.
And you need those to fall. That was a great job setting up her man, just unable to get it to go.
Morehouse wide open at the top. Couldn't get it to fall. Campbell 1-on-3 the other way. She's thinking about it. Skip all the way back to Bucher. Coach Morehouse had to duck out of the way. Bucher couldn't get it quite off the heel. Adrian asking for a foul, didn't get it. Hope pushing the envelope the other way. Morehouse draws a foul, made the basket, but it's going to be on the floor.
The problem with going fast in transition there for Adrian is if it doesn't work out, you can't get back in time, and Hope does a good job pushing the ball out in front, and a good job by, I believe that was Morehouse getting inside.
And here are a couple more subs for Adrian. Morgan Morris into the game, as well as Sarah Cervantes. But they just don't quite have the amount of bodies that Hope does to run in and out of there.
I don't think anyone does.
Bagley again with the drive. We've seen her put it on the deck a few times. This time she gets rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe.
Adrian foul number 25, Addison Bergman, as her first, team's 5th.
First foul on Bergman for the evening. Hope with another line change as Bagley splits the pair. 5 new players on the court with 3:08 to go in the second quarter.
And for Adrian here, you're shooting 35% from the field. That's right exactly where your season average is. It's just been hard because you've only taken 14 shots because of the turnovers. Hope's doubled that at 29, and you just got to stop turning the ball over if you want to stay competitive in this game.
And to your point right there, another turnover for Adrian, and another shot that didn't have a chance to be made or missed. Just got to work on the volume of shots. Obviously, you want quality of shots, but getting them up is good as well. Inside with the left hand, no good from Savannah Feenstra.
Great defense there by Adrian. Let's see how they attack.
Adrian crosses the timeline. Cervantes had it. Bergman with the left hand, all the way in, tried to bank it in. McKinney running the fast break, now a delayed break for Hope, and they're going to take it out and reset the offense. Feenstra again with the left hand, switches to the right. tossed around in the mixer and finally brought down by Cervantes. She's got Bergman on the break, knocked away. Great defense by Natalie Cott again. Oh, excuse me, that was Feenstra. I read 11 and it was 21.
And it's fun seeing Feenstra get into the game, a sophomore. Didn't get to see her as much on varsity last year. And she's carving out some minutes here and doing a great job.
Carving out a nice little spot for herself this game. There's Morris getting a foul on the floor. That foul is going to go against Jessica Moorman in for Hope. Bergman for Adrian gets a nice, well-deserved break as Palmer comes back in for her. Speaking of Palmer, she gets the inbounds. Kick out to Graves, short corner, drive in, back to Palmer, one dribble, right hand, gets it to fall.
Good strong finish there by Palmer, able to move the ball where the defense can't get to it.
Great defense on the defensive end for Adrian there. Hope tried to quick score off of the basket. Three just short, couldn't get it to go was Cervantes. I believe that block was by Palmer back on the Adrian end on defense. That was a fantastic move. Just barely grazing the front of the rim is Feenstra with a three.
And it feels like the pace has picked up a little bit in the last few minutes. A couple missed shots, a lot of hustling, and we'll see if this continues throughout the rest of this last minute and a half.
A lot of back and forth for sure. And now to slow it down, we're going to get a foul. That's Moorman getting called for the hold. It's going to be her second foul. Chatrice Graves gets a break as Courtney Crawford comes in for the Bulldogs. Cervantes gets the inbound, spin move, flips up and off. Hope back the other way now. Skip pass, roundabout out top. Looks like McKinney's ended up with it. Another skip pass, another round out top. And the three falls right there, Kate Majerus.
And that's the definition of ball movement right there. Able to get it down low, move around the key, and just keep moving it until you get to a wide open shooter, and a good job knocking it down.
You get a sharp shooter like Kate Majerus, that much room, she's gonna knock it down more times than not. That was Crawford, tried to spin move inside, couldn't get it to fall. 30 seconds to go. Hope with it now, looking to extend the lead. Feenstra, no good, gets her own rebound, pops up. Crawford comes down with it. Adrian's gonna have 20 seconds. Warner with a crossover, short corner to Palmer. Bounced around and falls out. Warner tried to get a quick steal as the shot and game clock is down to 5 seconds now. McKinney has it between the legs. Looking for a shot, fade away, gets blocked partially. And that is how the first half is going to end, with Courtney Crawford grabbing that rebound. As of this point in time, the Hope Flying Dutch lead at halftime, 45 over the Adrian Bulldogs, 14. We will take a short, brief intermission here for halftime and be back with you for the second half.
Tiny Holland community to flourish, they were going to need the shipping industry to stop by. So they began digging the channel, without help from the government, all by themselves. The dream of a real lighthouse was realized in 1936, when it switched on its big light for the very first time. The ships came, the lighthouse became an icon, and the ambition and hard work of those early settlers continues to bless our community to this day. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Every day, the people of Hope College are
leading,
discovering,
believing,
dreaming,
pursuing,
serving,
innovating,
exploring,
creating,
collaborating,
questioning,
curing.
We are finding new ways to do old things.
We are challenging the status quo
And building a legacy.
we are pursuing truth,
We are solving tomorrow's problems today.
We are thinking globally.
We are faithfully hoping.
we are celebrating victories.
This day and every day.
We are strengthened by our faith.
Bound by a shared commitment to building community.
And dedicated to providing our students with a world-class liberal arts education.
Faithful.
Welcoming, transformational.
This is Hope College.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we're interested in the history of our community. When 26-year-old jeweler Jacob Raven came to Holland in 1889, the northwest corner of 8th Street and River Avenue was already home to the thriving Holland City State Bank. Raven told bank personnel that he wanted to build a clock above the bank to keep the town on time, and it wouldn't cost them a cent. True to his word, Raven raised the funds with donations from merchants and local factories. High above the city streets, the tower was completed in 1892. Holland's clock tower still ticks high above 8th Street, watching over a town that still loves to run on time. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
my 32 years, I can look back at clients and realize that when I started with them in my mid-30s, I was one of many professionals in their life. But since then, their doctors retired, their attorneys retired, their ministers retired, all the key people in their life retired, but we're still there. And over time, we end up being very, very close to our clients. It's very hard to talk about your financial history without talking about your family history. We get to know it, we keep it confidential, and you can't help but begin to love these people.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been, if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
More than a manager, you're not just saying, wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and this is what your investment did. It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality so that you can say, well, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here. So it's not just financial planning, it's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people, and that's very joyful.
Monday, hit the road!
Honey, did you remember to bring the GPS?
Nope.
Oh. Well, you have an app on your phone to tell us how to get where we're going?
I do not.
Really? So you have an actual map, like the kind that are hard to fold? You just know where you're going?
No idea.
Don't be this guy when it comes to financial planning. LVZ Advisors. We'll help get you there.
Hey, we're a little lost. Do you know where the lake is? Yeah.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. This farm once belonged to Albertus Van Raalte, founding father of the city of Holland. And this house, built by his son Ben in 1872, has been known through the years as the Maples, due to the large trees in the front yard planted by Van Raalte himself. These trees stand today because of the industry and vision of Albertus Van Raalte. Today, the DeGraff Nature Center taps the maples and demonstrates how maple syrup was made centuries ago. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Yeah, yeah.
for the Bulldogs. Had it stripped away by Muller, active hands. But Adrian going to get the ball back out of bounds underneath the basket, 9 on the shot clock. Warner to trigger it in under the baseline. Thought about giving it to Palmer, gives it up to Graves. 2 dribbles to Campbell. Newman with the quick hands, but ran out of bounds with it.
And Hope's coming out with that same intense defense as the first half, and it's really put Adrian in some trouble in their passing lanes.
Trouble right there for Palmer, who took too many steps, and Hope's going to get the ball back. Newman running point. Quick pass over to Muller, almost lost her step there. Majerus with the pump fake, already knocked down a few triple tries. Weaves it to Muller. Schoenfeld, pump and go. Majerus found wide open again, and she buries it.
They are hot in this second half. Great shooting performance, and they do such a good job using head fakes to get their defenders off their feet and continue to move around.
Well, like we've talked about, it's tough because every one of these players can score inside, outside. Another turnover from Adrian on a missed pass there, and they're going to get a wholesale line change. Coach Kathy Moore is not happy with the way the Bulldogs started the second half, and everybody who started the second half is going to get a breather to think about it. But as you mentioned with those head fakes earlier, you got to guard them on the perimeter and on the inside, as Lauren Newman shows knifing her way to the basket there.
And she does such a good job using that left foot to push off and get away from her defender and finish strong with that right hand.
Kate Majerus up to 12 points now. Lauren Newman right behind her with 10, not wanting to be outdone. Now on defense and forces an errant pass there. Cervantes was looking inside for, I believe it was Bergman, and they couldn't connect.
And Vasco does a great job there. She wasn't directly in that play, but they do such a good job of moving her around. She's not directly on her man down low, just roaming around trying to get in those lanes.
Bosco having a quiet night offensively, only 2 points so far. Muller tried to squeak in a layup there to add to her total. Morgan Morris crossing over now, back and forth. Hesitation, spin, pivots, and out of bounds. Coach Morris is going to take a timeout, and I think we know why. Hot start from Hope this second half. It's up to 56-14. The lead has ballooned. It was 45-14 at half, and a quick 11-0 scoring run for the Dutch.
And just to look at some of these stats, Adrian has 22 turnovers. They have been able to record the 16 rebounds compared to Hope's 19. Points off turnover, Hope's dominated 28-2. In terms of assists, Hope 13-3. Blocks, Adrian's actually dominated the block department tonight. They're up 5, 6-1. Steals, Hope's had 11. Fouls, they're pretty even. No one's in really large foul trouble. And an incredible stat to see. We see these line changes from Hope. Hope has 20 points off the bench tonight, and as this half continues, we'll see that grow.
Yeah, I believe they have the majority of the starters in right now, so it's not going to grow right now, but Adrian with the line change of their own, so they're going to have a few points off the bench here in this quarter. But as you mentioned, I believe points off turnovers, the big key stat for this evening. We'll keep an eye on that as this game goes along. Hope with the ball movement, going the Indiana, or the old movie Hoosiers route. 5 passes before taking a shot, and instead it ends up in the arms of the Adrian Bulldogs, and Morgan Morris hustling to get on the floor for it.
And looking at Morris, she's a freshman, has a great opportunity here over the next couple of years, has earned a lot of playing time, and can become an impact player for Adrian down the stretch.
She's only going to get better as time goes along. Going to be matched up with a couple of the Hope freshmen that we mentioned earlier in today's broadcast. Another jump ball, this time in favor of the Dutch. That's one stat that you should have been tracking and haven't been. But we'll just keep counting Majerus' 3-pointers instead.
I think that's 9 now in the second half, 3 of 3, and it's incredible to see.
Yeah, she does not miss. It's a poetry in motion watching her shoot a 3 ball. Inside now, partial block there. Shannon went for it. Voskel came down with it. Back the other way, Newman. 4-on-2 into the corner for Schoonveld. Open, running hand at her. Couldn't get it to go. And we're going to get an over-the-back foul called on Majerus. Trying to use that 5'11" frame to get that rebound. Unable to pull it down. Hope with the line change again. It's tough to see Majerus go out of this game with how hot she's been.
It's been incredible to see, and for the other team, I'd say you can exhale now, but this second lineup is just as lethal.
There's no breathing room, no pun intended, with the masks on the players. All the way in, swooping and scoring right there is Morgan Morris. As you said, making an impact on the second half. McKinney launches a three. Tipped around, back out, Bagley to Mormon, to DeSmits, back to Bagley, in the corner, three again, falls down. That's McKinney getting it to go.
Hope's putting on a clinic right now, and if you're Adrian, you just got to play this one possession at a time, win this possession. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard is. You just got to keep making good plays for your team.
Hey, you got to admit that the hustle and the drive that they've had, both on the offensive and defensive end, there's a no-quit attitude about it. Definitely respect that, and Margus excuse me, I combined her name there, Morgan Morris, frustrated there, thought she made a nice move for a bucket, instead gets called for a travel. Ref thought she picked up her pivot foot. Hope moving the ball too fast for me to name players now. Morehouse to Smits, one dribble, two dribbles. Adrian in a zone, trying to hold off the driving attack of Bagley. She gets her own rebound, though. She's been inside all night driving down the lane. No, she likes to cut. DeSmits driving in, kicking out. Morehouse, yes, again, another three.
It's going to keep piling on if you can't get out there, get a hand in the face. Obviously, Hope is just locked in right now, and it's fun to see all these girls get involved and knock down shots.
I don't know too many NBA teams that could be stopping this offensive attack right now. There's been just an incredible amount of shooting from Hope. Back on the other end, nice work on the glass from Adrian. 3 or 4 offensive rebounds now. Another one. And Courtney Crawford is going to the line for 2. She had a couple of those offensive rebounds in there. Bergman had one as well. I think they ended up with 4 on that possession.
Great persistence there, able to get those offensive rebounds, and we saw a couple good closes there to try to get open-looking shots.
Now we're going to get 2 from the stripe for Crawford. Kicks off the heel on the first. Like you mentioned earlier, the rebounding as Crawford splits the pair has been pretty even, actually. Adrian coming pretty close out top. I would say, I don't have the stats in front of me directly, but I'd say they're leading the offensive rebounding category, especially after that last possession. In the corner, another 3, and it goes again. DeSmits, Hope cannot miss.
I don't know what to say anymore. They're just doing such a good job knocking down these corner threes, and it's just infectious.
Morris with a beautiful move gets called for the charge, and she's definitely frustrated. Adrian going to come in with another line change, just making my life as difficult as possible. Both coaches tonight. Hope back with it now. Their lead has gone to 68-17. They just can't miss. McKinney inside, stuffed by Graves.
And Graves has been fun to watch tonight. That's her second block now. He's done a good job on the boards.
Like you said, she's been averaging a block and a half a game. She's going to be up in that this evening with 2 already. We'll see if she can add more to it. Nice cut from McKinney. Got it partially blocked and out of bounds over the top of the backboard. Campbell with it now for the Bulldogs. Directing traffic. Crossing over to Smits. Gets it to Graves on the weave. Right side all the way across. Up and in right there. Rachel Booker
Good step-through shot there by Booker, that left wing, and she's had some good-looking shots tonight. They just haven't been falling for her. Maybe that'll start opening things up.
Every once in a while, you just need to see one get in the basket, and she got that one to drop right there. Beautiful offensive possession from Adrian. They could use a couple more of those. We'll see how they do next time down. Bagley forcing a drive. Left hand from Barnes. No good, bounces around. Palmer with it. Adrian thought about pushing it up the floor, but gonna slow it down.
Good collapse there by Adrian, helped defense, able to force a tough shot.
We've had a couple good possessions in a row now, and right as I say that, it's thrown right to Courtney Barnes. Fast break the other way, and one. Nice defensive play by Barnes. Turnover, 2 more point-off turnovers, and she's gonna go to the line. And Hope's 8th line change of the evening. Whole new set of fresh faces. Barnes gets them both, and as a reward, gets to go to the bench.
And that's 32 bench points now for Hope. That's going to make any coach pretty excited going into the locker room.
And as you mentioned, it's only going to go up from there. All 5 of the players on the floor now coming off the bench. Granted, all the players have come off the bench at one point or another this evening. An errant pass there. Campbell trying to connect with Warner.
And that's something we saw a lot of early on, those tough errant passes. And Adrian's done a good job cleaning those up in this half. Just got away from them there.
I mean, it's tough when you got 2, 3, 4 players on the floor that are 6'3", 6'4", and above. Hope trying to continue the three-point trend. Jessica Moorman was looking for that corner 3. She saw it was the hot spot, couldn't get it to fall. Campbell back the other way. A little hard on that one. Flips it up with the left hand. There was Booker. They're going to get the ball back, though.
Great job playing straight up there by Ashley Thomas, able to use that length and get it blocked there.
They always talk about the principle of verticality, and she stayed with it there. Bouncing it around and in as Palmer off the inbounds.
Palmer up to 7 points now, about halfway to her season average. Needs to keep getting involved.
She's had a nice second half so far. Mallory Gerber into the game, swings it over to Natalie Cott. Hard drive, half the bench got off their seats there. But Adrian comes down with the board.
If Hannah Smith had been paying attention there, she probably could have had an easy steal. Adrian a little bit off on their passing.
Speaking of attempted steal, Gerber trying to get her hand in there, knocked it out of bounds. Back to Adrian, 52.5 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And Hope's done a good job on Campbell in this half. She hasn't really been able to get as open. So we see a football-style pass, but they need to run a pick-and-roll action or something to get her open.
Warner trying a 3. Ashley Thomas tried to run it down. I think she tripped over her own player, and the horn's going to sound for a shot clock violation.
And what's the perfect sense of how well you're doing on defense, forcing shot clock violations? Hope's just gone out and played hard tonight.
Well, it was funny that you said that Campbell hadn't been open in the second half, because after that football skip pass, she ended up open on the other side, but they were unable to find her. Nice cut inside. Gerber with the left hand, spins off the rim. Hannah Smith had it back to Gerber. Cott sees it out top. Gerber, no good. Graves boarding again. And Adrian's going to probably hold for the last shot as we cross 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Booker inside for Palmer, almost lost the handle, gets it back. Nice spin move and flips it in at the buzzer. And there is the horn. End of the third quarter, Hope leading 71-23. And instead of taking a break here, we are going to hold on just a moment and mention Hope's Day of Giving 2021. For those of you who are unfamiliar, that is today, Thursday, February 25, through Friday, February 26. There isn't a whole lot of time left, but there is still some. 15 hours, 25 minutes, and 1 second as of a second ago. So feel free to give now. There is still time to get involved. You can go to dayofgiving.hope.edu. So far, we have over $286,000 raised and over 1,100 gifts. I believe the goal is 1866 gifts, 1,866 gifts based on the year that Hope was founded. We're just about ready to start the fourth quarter here. I've lost track of the amount of jump balls we've had this evening, but it appears Adrian's going to start with it. They're going to try to quick start while Hope's still on the bench here, see if they can get an easy 2.
It's a stat we need to start keeping, jump balls.
We're going to have to talk to the team in the back and see if they can start putting that one on the stat sheet, I think. Can we talk about the night Kate Majerus is having, though? 5 for 5 on 3-pointers. 15 points.
It's incredible to see, and something that goes unsaid about Majerus is she's a junior on this team and has been voted captain on such a senior-driven and led team. It's incredible to see that her teammates get up for her like that, and she does such a good job leading on and off the court.
Yeah, 9 seniors on this roster, and she's a captain. There's something to be said about that, and she's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year, that's for sure. Campbell over to Booker now for the Bulldogs. Booker draws 1, goes to the stripe for 2.
Job by Booker taking advantage of the defense being a little off and just driving inside hard to draw contact.
Like the aggressiveness from her there. That is the 3rd foul for the evening for Jessica Mormon, another junior, as you mentioned from Majerus earlier. Gets the second one to go, does Booker. She's up to 6 points for the evening. Natalie Cott out top. Blur screen right there from Gerber. Now she's got it in the corner. 3's on the way. Front of the rim, taken away with a rebound right there. Ashley Thomas, now she's gonna fire. Another offensive rebound, that time by Mormon. And Cott resetting the offense. Gerber left hand blocked. I believe that was Graves yet again. Another block, that time by Booker. How many blocks? It was a block party.
Awesome recovery there by Adrian. There were so many offensive rebounds there to get back in position and make strong defensive plays.
It's not often that you see, what was that, 4 offensive rebounds given up and they don't score. Nice defensive play by Gerber, knocking it away. She's got a 1-on-2. And decides to hold up as Palmer and Campbell hustled back nicely. Gerber thought about a 3, step and go, decides to take it now, flips it nicely in the lane for Smith for 2 more.
It's such a good job by Gerber, draws all of the attention to herself, and a strong job by Smith just getting exactly where she needs to be for an open shot.
That was reminiscent of the dribble drive offense from John Calipari back when he was at where was he at before Kentucky?
Memphis.
Memphis, that's right. Thank you. I almost blanked there. I was blue and white and it threw me off. Gerber trying to drive in and this time gets to draw 2 more at the line. She had the assist last time. She wanted her own points this time. I was going to say a little Derrick Rose dribble drive, tee it up at the elbow. Hannah Smith, nice movement without the ball last possession. Off the side of the rim there. Gerber can't add to her total. She does that time though. It's a well-deserved break for it as Morehouse comes in for her.
And the incredible stat of this half for Hope has just been their 3-point dominance. Throughout this game, they're 13 of 24 from 3, 54%. That's so far above their season average. I believe it's around like 35, which is still strong, and they've just eclipsed that by such a wide margin tonight.
You know, your chance to say it's hard to lose a decent amount of games if you're going to shoot 54% from 3-pointer, especially taking, what'd you say, 15 attempts? Oh my goodness.
24.
24 attempts, yeah, that's right. They made 15. Oh my goodness. Have to denote there Claire Bagley with 2 more, putting her into the double-digit category for this evening. I believe that's the 3rd Dutch player in double figures now. The balanced scoring is just difficult to contend with. Warner missed the shot, got her own rebound. pivots out. Campbell, three's on the way. Looks good from here, and it's down.
Campbell's got such a good-looking shot. It's a clean release, and no matter where her feet are set, her shot release remains the same.
We had a direct line behind that shot straight to the basket, and the second she let that go, that looked like it was going in. Nice block again, and getting called for the foul is Palmer. I should refrain from speaking as quickly as I do. Fourth foul for her, and she's going to have to take a breather. Savannah Feenstra going to the line for the first time tonight. Seven minutes to go in this contest. 76-27, Hope with the lead. Feenstra trying to add to it. Gets it. 77.
And Hope averages 85 points a game, so they might have the opportunity to eclipse that tonight. Be something to look for.
They're getting close, that's for sure. Bergman with it out top. Left-hand drive. Got called for a little bit too much arm into the defender. Bagley draws the charge.
And that's just good moving the feet on the defensive end. Bagley's a little shorter and able to take a little bit of an elbow to the chops. They had to earn that one.
Well, hey, you know what they say. If you're going to foul them hard, right? Morehouse, nice pass inside for Barnes. Flips it out to Bagley, back to Morehouse, back to Bagley. I almost said Barnes. There's too many players getting the ball. Caught, right hand, gets it to go.
It's a tough scoop shot there by Kai, and a great job finishing it.
Absolutely. Steal now by Hope. That's Barnes with it. Looking to go coast to coast. She's got it still. Oh, looking for Cott on the left wing. Unable to get it to her. The whole Hope bench stood up when Natalie Cott knocked down that layup. Although I should give her more credit than calling it a layup, because that was a nice swoop, scoop, and score, as you mentioned.
It was a stop-style layup.
Style points added. Bergman couldn't get it, almost got her own rebound. Bagley thought about giving it up to Morehouse, now does. And Morehouse swatted by Campbell.
And shortest player on the court makes a big defensive play there. Campbell starting to get back into this game a little bit.
Wouldn't be surprised to see her try to pop another three if they can get the ball to her. Instead, it's Shannon with it. Elbow jumper. No good. Bagley back the other way for Hope. Delayed fast break. Feenstra lining up a three. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's pure, and Hope's three-point dominance continues. Is that 14 of, I believe, 25? Incredible.
That net barely moved on that one. It was a rainbow. Warner trying to get it to Bergman. Out of bounds. We have several newcomers on both sides in. Hope not quite at a full line change. Only 4 out of the 5.
And this will be fun to see here for both teams. Some freshmen and sophomores getting some time, able to show what they're going to give Hope in the future. And Adrian, excuse me.
Hope with it now. Gerber gets blocked from behind, and a foul instead is called on Morgan Morris. She had a nice showing in the first half. And started the second half as well. It's been a minute since she's been in. One of those freshmen that you referenced. Gerber couldn't get it to go. Ripped down for the rebound. Jessica Velasquez into the game, seeing her first minutes. And I bet that's going to draw the attention of Coach Morehouse. Speaking of Morehouse, she drew a foul out top. And Hope is in the bonus, so she's going to go to the free throw line.
Hope shot pretty well tonight, 9 of 12 from the line there. Shoot a little under 70 on the season.
Bumping that average up a little bit here tonight, especially after that one from Morehouse. Little shooter's roll to get both of them. And she's up to 5 points on the evening. Adrian running the weave out top. Almost lost the handle on it. Shannon maintains at the elbow. Gives it off to Morris. Backing down Gerber. Nice hesitation move and in.
Morris has got some moves. Good job crafting in and out of the defense. Gets a good layup.
She's up to 4 points. She's had a couple more go in that weren't counted due to either a travel or a foul or something along those lines. But a couple nice baskets from her, as I believe Feenstra was standing on the out-of-bounds line when she caught that pass.
Something I feel bad that we haven't brought up yet is how much coaching experience is on the court tonight. We see over 50 years between the two coaches, Morehouse and Morris. Morris is in her 29th year right now. That's incredible. Morehouse in his 25th, and you can just see that knowledge out on the court.
You're right. That was an error on our part for not mentioning that sooner than 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Two of the MIAA's finest right here.
That's why we need a stats team.
3:41 left now. Adrian inbounded from the side. Morris, another hesitation move, gets by a couple players. Not able to put it in. Turned around right there with Cervantes. Morris and Cervantes playing a two-man game. Cervantes shooting. Draws the front of the iron, up ahead, Gerber, fast break all by herself. Lays it in. Adrian caught sleeping, not getting back on defense.
When we talk about that smaller lineup, you probably get fatigued at this point in the game, just unable to get back. Hope has fresh legs.
Yeah, these players are ready to run, that's for sure. Showing those tired legs is Bergman, leaving that one a little short. Up ahead again, another fast break. Oh, swatted away Cervantes. Not today, she was able to get back on defense. And Velasquez couldn't get that one to fall with that block from Cervantes. Velasquez getting another chance here. In and out, bounces around the rim a couple times. And Bergman coming down with a strong rebound there. Pressured hard right there. Raven Jemison. Foul's gonna be on Jemison. Can't fault the lack of effort there.
Can't fault the lack of effort, but you might want to coach it up a little bit. You hate to get fouls in minus territory and give up just unnecessary fouls.
My dad used to always say that, you know, you can't foul 84 feet away from the basket, and that was more like 65, but yeah, still in the same vein. But one of those freshmen you referenced earlier as well, seen some playing time here, and can't fault the effort. Little floater there. Sarah Cervantes knocking it down. Getting on the board this evening, 2 for her now. Gerber with the drive, lost the handle on it, kick out. Another drive, another losing of the handle. Back to Gerber. Far side, Mormon. Oh, rattles around and no. Bergman comes down with the rebound, footballs it up to Shannon. Trying to look ahead for the fast break, and that, as you mentioned, they look like they're out of gas. Bergman, top of the key, 3, leaves it short. Cervantes, another offensive rebound. I swear she has 5 or 6 just this quarter alone. Minute and a half to go now. 87-31 Hope.
Yeah, Hope's gonna lose possession there. Adrian's gonna get the ball back. But something I was gonna say earlier was, when you talk about Cervantes on the offensive boards, Adrian's done a great job of still hustling in the second half. It's obviously been a lopsided outcome, but they've remained in this game and fought to the bitter end.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, the rebounding stats quite in line for both sides, and I would chance to guess offensive rebounds are in favor of Adrian. No quit in this team. Fully embodying the Bulldog mascot for sure. Courtney Crawford with it now, over to Bergman. Unable to connect. Out of bounds in favor of Hope, 63 seconds to go. Hope probably gonna milk some clock on this possession. Natalie Cott backdoors it to Feenstra. in the corner. Another three, rattles around and doesn't fall. Again, that's Velasquez. She's had a couple good looks, couldn't get him to fall. Jemison with the rebound, hits the deck, but gets it back inside now, hoping another offensive rebound. Jemison loses it again, 14 on the shot clock. She gets pushed from the back. Shannon is going to get called for the foul. Nice effort inside from Raymond Jemison.
Was a good job at Jemison. 6'3" out of Kentwood has a bright future coming up.
Trying to see if she can get into the scoring column this evening. That free throw is a no, but she's got one more here. Off the heel, couldn't get it. She gets it back though. Pump fake. Skip pass, Velasquez, corner. And nothing but air there. Crawford brings it in. 20 seconds to go. Morris driving through the D. Cervantes with it now. Bergman out top, over to Crawford. Back to Cervantes. 8 to go. Cervantes is going to get one up. Jemison with the block. And Hope's going to run out the clock. And that's the sound of the final horn this evening. Your final score is Hope College Flying Dutch 87, the Adrian Bulldogs 31. We thank you guys for coming out and watching this game with us and bearing along with us as we made it through this entire evening. We thank the Adrian Bulldogs for coming out and playing. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy this evening. For Noah Russo, I am Eric Van Swal, signing off.